Aw, yeah, geometry. Let's do a little review before we move on to 6.2. 6.1 review. This is a convex pentagon because all the corners go outside and there's 5 sides. This is a concave nonagon because these corners cave in and there's 9 sides. This isn't a polygon because there's a curve. This isn't a polygon because there's a gap. This isn't a polygon because the lines cross. Get it? Got it. Moving on. Then we learn the name of the sides. If it's 3 sides, it's a triangle. You've known that since kindergarten. Quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon, 11gon, 12gon, 13gon. What? Yep, it doesn't matter, okay? And don't forget that the corners of a quadrilateral add up to 360. If it's got 4 sides, 4 sides, it adds up to 360. So this plus that plus that plus that equals 360. Blah, blah, blah. Equilateral and equiangular equal regular. This is a regular hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the angles are the same. All the sides are the same. A regular hexagon. It's equilateral and equiangular. Now for a special quadrilateral called a parallelogram, aka your new best friend. Write this down. 6.2 parallelograms. You are going to have to, you're going to probably have to pause the video. It's a special quadrilateral, meaning it has 4 sides. It looks like a slanted rectangle. That's a parallelogram. It's a slanted rectangle. Oh, that's what a slanted rectangle looks like. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Here are the properties of a parallelogram. Opposite sides parallel, opposite sides congruent, opposite angles congruent. Consecutive angles are sup. Ooh, that's a new one. Diagonals bisect each other. You remember that word bisects. Go ahead and write those down. I'm going to scroll, which means you're probably going to have to pause the video, but I'm scrolling right now. Okay, so now you wrote down those properties. Here's what it looks like. That is a parallelogram. Opposite sides are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. And consecutive angles are sup, meaning that this plus that equals 180, or this plus that equals 180, or this plus that equals 180, or this plus that equals 180. Then I wanted to draw another drawing because there's just so many properties of a parallelogram. So here's the same shape. These arrows mean parallel. So opposite sides are parallel and the diagonals bisect each other. It doesn't mean the diagonals are the same length. It means like if this is 7, then this is 7. And if this is 8, then this is 8. That's all that means. Okay? So 2 drawings for the properties of a parallelogram. I'm moving on. You may have to pause the video, but I'm moving on right now. Okay, here's some examples. You may or may not want to write down the first one. This one's way too easy. X is 3 because the diagonals bisect each other, and Y is 5 because opposite sides are congruent. If I said find all the angles, this is a great problem. We've already done one kind of like this before because alternate interior angles comes into play. So you may want to circle the 30 and the 40 and the 50. Alternate interior. Alternate interior. Alternate interior. Wowza. 30 plus 50 is 80. That means this is 100 because a triangle still adds up to 180. And that means this is 100 because vertical angles are still the same. And then that means that right next to it has to be 80 because these are a linear pair. And then if that's 80, this is 80. Then I add 80 and 40 and get 120. So then this is 60 and that's 60. Not the best drawing in the world, but I think you get the point. You may have to replay the video to see how I did that, but I said all the right words at all the right times. This is a parallelogram. This is a parallelogram. You may have to pause the video, but I am moving on right now. Next question. Ooh, opposite angles congruent. You don't need to write this one down. Consecutive angles sup. And then that makes this 110. Because what's 70 plus 110? 180. Yay. Hey, how would you solve this? Would you set them equal? Is the answer 40? No. These are consecutive angles. And consecutive angles are sup. So subtract 120 and divide. And there you go. Any questions on those? What? I can't hear you. I'm moving on. You may have to pause the video, but I'm moving on right now. Okay, last one. Opposite angles are congruent. 5x equals 100, x equals 20. Don't forget about our friends, the distance equation, because that's a good review. And don't forget about finding slope, because this is an equation. Both of these dudes are going to be on the exam, so make sure that you write those down as well. Remember, everything from here on out is open notes, so that's cool. I mean, it has been, but just make sure you took good notes. Here's the assignment. Now, here's the dealio. Your assignment from yesterday is due today. This assignment is going to be due tomorrow. Yeah, that's the ticket. And I say to all of you, good day.